Hey guys, Byron here with Barn Dwellers. Today we're going to work on a custom gate. So the first thing that we're going to do is measure off the dimensions for the gate. So I'm making a gate to close in this area here. So let's get started. Okay, so now that we got the dimensions measured, we need to set this off. So for this gate, I'm going to set it to a 45-degree angle to meet, so that it's a square. So I've got this saw set already. So I've already made a few cuts over here, and the reason we do this is so that when you put it together, it's a perfect square. And it makes a really nice, so there's no holes in the top to cap off. So we'll go ahead and cut this one, and then we'll turn it over to the welder, and we'll get it welded up. Okay, we have all our pieces cut. Here we got our side pieces, and these are our top and bottom pieces. So one other thing, when you're doing this, before you weld, it's very important you take a file or an angle grinder and you clean off the edges there, so you can weld a nice clean edge there, because otherwise it can look like that and you got all that nasty boogery stuff. I've already cleaned these up some. You can see that that edge there, you want to knock it off so that you can have a nice clean weld. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done. Okay, so we got all the edges cleaned off. We're squaring it. You always want to make sure you have a square on there, otherwise, because your cut might not perfectly match up like this one here. This one, the square, it's in there, but the cut is not perfectly. See that gap? So you always want to put a square on it. And then afterwards, I'll show you here in a little bit, we'll run a tape measure across to each point to make sure it's not twisted one way or the other. So we'll get that, weld it tacked up. We won't weld it completely out. We'll tack it up, and then we'll check, make sure everything's still square, and we'll weld it completely out. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and we'll square it all off, make sure it's still square. So, alright, we're getting ready to weld it. I already welded the insides there, but we're going to finish welding out this and the back side of them. There's a little bit of a gap on them, so it's going to be a little tough to get a good weld on it. Of course, we're just using a flux wire, so it's not as clean as a gas, but it gets the job done. So I'm going to get that welded and we'll come back. Hey guys, so I did cut the film as I was trying to get it done quick, but here it is. So I'll just walk through the steps that I did after I cut it. So I think where we left off at was I was getting ready to weld out the gate. So the frame is all welded out. So then next after that, you put in the C channel. Well, it's more of a U channel, but you put that in. You don't weld it in yet. You just set it in there on the sawhorses there, and then you cut all your wood to length. And the reason you don't weld it in is because when you put your wood in, obviously The other thing you can do is not weld on this top piece yet, and you can go ahead and weld your C-channel in, and you can, put the top piece on, obviously, after you slide all your pieces of wood in. Either way, that works. So then after that, then all I did for a latch on this one is I just took a piece of the pipe and drilled a hole in the gate there and hammered it in so it doesn't waller out the wood, and then I just cut and welded up a U style latch and put the knob there to stop it. I made a fancier latch, which I'll show you here in a little bit, but anyways, you have to put the hinges on there. So anyways, I'll show you the more fancy style latch, just in case you want to do it. So here's the more fancy latch. This whole gate's actually a fancier gate that I did here. It's painted, but basically all it is in here is I just drilled a hole in there, and this is just some plate on the back side. I did not cut the notch out like I did on the front for the latch. If you want a double-sided one, then you can obviously cut it from the back. We didn't, because the animals obviously can get it and open it. So we just want one on the outside, and you can reach over with this short of a gate and get it. So basically just cut out a notch there in the gate and then draw holes in the plate, and then you will on the inside there have to cut out for the notch, obviously, in the board. But anyways, and then just draw a hole there. You can put a plate there with a hole in there just so it doesn't knock the wood out, but we didn't. But anyways, thanks for watching.